when you're on your lessons or when you're on your driving test, the examiner is going to ask you at least 3 or 4 times to pull up on the left in a safe place. And after each one of them, you're going to be asked to move off again. So it makes sense that when you're starting your lessons or when you're preparing for your driving test, you want to get this section of driving down in your head. So first thing, before we move off, you want to make sure the car is ready to go. Manual car, it's going to be first gear. If you're an automatic, you're going to be into drive. From that point, the car is as ready to go as it can be without moving. So ready to go, you've prepared. Now we observe. The examiner's only got about 35 minutes with you, so you need to show them your habits are one in which you're keeping everybody safe every time you move off from the side of the road. So this is, you've got 3 or 4 chances to prove to them that your habits are not dodgy, basically. The main thing they care about is, did you look around? And if you did look around, did you decide that it either was or wasn't safe to go? Firstly, we need to check off, what does looking around mean? Like, what is effective observation? And secondly, we need to make sure we understand like when is a good time to go and when isn't a good time to go. During your driving lessons, you might get the instructors talking about a 6-point check. I personally do a 6-point check, and that's what I teach learners to do, which is basically to check over your left blind spot, which is going to be your left shoulder through like the back passenger window, then looking at the passenger door mirror, then looking in front of you, so check that there's nobody in front of the car, looking behind you in the center mirror, looking to the right, the driver's side passenger door mirror, and then over your right shoulder. When you're from the left side of the road, your right shoulder blind spot is the thing that the examiners care about the most. It is literally like, in any test that I've been in, whenever a learner driver is pulling off from the side of the road, the examiners, no matter how much observations the learner has done, the examiner will always check over their shoulder to make sure nothing's there. And I think the reason is, of all of the things that the learner might not have spotted, so you in this case, of all of the things that you might not have spotted, the most risky and high severity moment is going to be as you move off, what is directly to your right onto that, on that road side of the road. Because if you look down the mirror, you might be able to see things like 10 meters away, 15 meters away, whatever, 50 meters away. But if there's something directly in your blind spot and you move off, they're not going to have time to react to you. You're not going to have time to react to them. So that's why for the examiners, that bit's the most important bit, which means that when you do your blind spot check, you need to be ready to go. So that's why we put prepare at the start. So your car is ready to go. Once you've done that final check round, the last place that you want to be looking is over that right shoulder. And then you know from that point, that's the safest time it is to go. Unless you see something. So if you see something, then that's you doing effective observations, and you need to make sure that you make the right decision from that point. So you just don't go. A lot of people, when they're moving off, they'll, as they're checking around, put the signal on before they've even seen fully whether or not they can go or not. So I want you to imagine, because this is useful for your understanding about what's going on and why the examiners and instructors are asking you to do this. Driving along the road, down the road, you can see a car parked on the side. You think nothing of it, and as you're driving along, you're getting a little bit close, like you're going to be there within like 5 seconds. Imagine suddenly you saw an indicator to the right. That might cause you to slow down or be cautious or slam brakes because you think they're just about to pull out. So if we put ourselves in the shoes of another person receiving dodgy signals from us, basically, long story short, for check-in, you need to make sure you're checking properly around, so there's no like kids running around the pavement behind you or cyclists that you're not sure what they're doing. You need to be aware of those things around you. Is there cars coming towards you? Is there cars coming behind you? Is there anyone in your blind spot? All these things, you need to, everything's clear, time to go. If you're not sure, it's not time to go. You need to make sure you've had enough of observation to be confident. Yes, I am not going to affect anybody. They want to see observations, which is great, but they also want to see your decision making. So it's all well and good checking all around. If the decision to go is important, because that's really where you're going to get the minors turning into majors. So yes, there's not checking your blind spot at the right time or not fully checking around, but it's when you go and there is somebody there or there's somebody that you could affect. The criteria that we're looking at is, am I going to slow somebody down by me going right now? So when you look into that right mirror or that blind spot, if there's somebody there That's not a problem, but if you go at that point, would you slow them down? Which moves on to what you do when you can go. A correct signal is what they're looking for. So if you're on the left side of the road, you need to put a right signal on to say that you're moving off. Make sure that you don't put the left signal on, otherwise you'll get a minor for that. Is this signal going to benefit somebody, or is it going to confuse them? If someone's driving behind you, and you see them in your right door mirror or your blind spot, if you put a signal on right now, is it likely that they'll think, I think this person's going to pull out in front of me? So that's where we need to decide, is this signal actually beneficial, or should I hold off? We're going to go over this in the other modules for mirrors and in the signals module. I think that's moving covered. So to summarize moving, you want to be checking effectively, so making sure everything's good. You want to make a good decision to go. So once you've checked effectively, from what you've seen, is it actually safe to go, or would we slow someone down or cause danger? If we can go, we go. If we can't go, we don't. The moment we make the decision, and it's the correct decision, the next correct thing to do is to put a signal on. Once we put the signal on, we move. That's moving off.